Hey, welcome back to the Experience Share. My name is Blake, and today we are diving into Game 2 of the Sorcery League. This one is going to be a best of one. This is going to be the 4-color Deathspeaker deck going against Avatar of Air. Now, before we get in, we are so close to 100 subscribers. So I see you out there, you 70% not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. We're that much closer to 100 subs. All right. Let's get into the video. So, once again, this is going to be a ×2 speed playthrough of the game. And shout out to our opponent, just playing an awesome creative deck here with the Avatar of Air. And looking at our opening hand, this is pretty good. We have a common sense to go ahead and go search and go fetch out maybe a land surveyor. We have floodplain to turn on our double water spells. We have one of each threshold. Feeling good about this start. Opponent's playing a air water deck so far. Core off the top is a great pull. That's going to continue to help ramp us here. Common sense. And goes ahead, grabs us a land surveyor. And so feeling pretty good about that pull right here. Opponent goes tower, ramps up to 3 mana, plays a phase assassin, passes over to us. So we have 3 mana here. We were holding off the water as long as we could. The smart thing to do here definitely would have been play, I guess we could have gone land surveyor common sense. Opt to just play the Apprentice Wizard here. We'll see. So we lose a mana. We don't get to pick our site. That's probably a misplay there. We go ahead and take 3 off the phase assassin and pass over to our opponent. Or sorry, our opponent passes over to us. Actually, they're playing a tower. Okay, they're gonna browse. Look at the top 7 cards of their deck. Be able to put one of those into their hand. They do not have to reveal it or show it. And we are going to need to remove this phase assassin here pretty quick. So I guess the upside of going in with the Apprentice Wizard here is now on turn 4, we're going to be able to go in, draw a spell, play Land Surveyor to get a 2/1 on the board, as well as play a berry to go ahead and get rid of that phase assassin. All right. And Earthquake here off the top. We are missing an Earth Threshold, and we draw it off of the Windmill. Feeling pretty good about that. Go ahead and bury, get rid of the phase assassin, pass over to our opponent's turn. We have blockers for this Phantasmal Shade. But our opponent has a pretty sweet play here. Is going to go ahead, play out a free city, use the Avatar of Air's ability to push Phantasmal Shade up. Give it a rolling boulder and go ahead and get a nice 2-for-1 right there. Opponent passing over to us, and now we don't have any sort of minions. We can cast spells out of our graveyard. Okay, so Chaos Twister here, potentially going to enable us to deal 4 damage to the Avatar of Air. But before we do that, we can go ahead and cast our Land Surveyor, get an extra site, play down a Lighthouse. Chaos Twister, Phantasmal Shade, targeting the Avatar, and we hit the 4% off the grid. There's a 4% chance for us to get that off the grid there. You can see me hovering over it like, oh no, that really just happened. Now we're way on the back foot here as we pass over to our opponent, who's going to be able to attack in here for 4. That's going to hurt a little bit. They fly over with their Avatar of Air, hit us for 4. Let's see what they do next. Okay, they actually changed their mind, decide to use the Avatar of Air to push it back to that Lighthouse. Totally fine with that. Then they play the 4/4 elite, or sorry, unique, that lets you return a minion with lower cost to its hand. We go ahead, play out the Land Surveyor to give us more options here. And with this, we go ahead and play the Fey Changeling, bouncing back the 3/4 to our opponent's hand. We'll see. I don't know how great of a play that was. Maybe there was better ways that we could have dealt with it. An option could have been play Ruler of Thule and then tap the Rolling Boulder. That would have been a really good play that I could have made then. That would have enabled me to go ahead and get rid of the Phase Assassin as well. Okay. Boda here still in a pretty good spot. I am down to 9 to their 20. I have almost no board presence, and I don't have a great way to remove this 4/4 that's on my water site. And they go ahead, blink, and then attack in, cast their Phantasmal Shade, and pass. Okay. So we have 6 mana here. What we can do is go ahead and common sense search out for another Violimp. Then go ahead and Violimp. Use 2 Violimps. Go ahead and get rid of their Unwinged Hero. And then I originally was thinking like, okay, where can I put this Violimp right now? I decided to go ahead and move it over to where the Rolling Boulder is here, so that way I can go ahead and pick up the boulder. But one thing about Rolling Boulder, it's any unit there. They don't have to pick it up. They can just tap it to move it. And our opponent here with an awesome play, 6 mana, goes ahead and casts Chain Lightning to deal 2 damage to both my Violimps and my Deathspeaker. Then come in, attack me for 4 with the Phantasmal Shade. And I just have almost nothing I can do here to be able to slow down our opponent. They pass over to us. We have an Earthquake. And go ahead and play out the Onyx Core. Earthquake allows us to be able to move the Avatar of Air away from the Rolling Boulder where it can deal 4 damage to me. But the issue is that it's still on an air site, so it's going to be able to fly over and pick up that boulder next turn either way. We go ahead and cast a Violimp from our graveyard to go ahead and get 2 damage and be as efficient as possible. We tap to draw a sight. We have the Atlantean Fate, the Floodplain, so if they play enough minions on our sites, we'll be able to deal with them. Opponent flies over with the Avatar of Air's ability. And they're trying to figure out what they want to do with this Rolling Boulder. They need to hit me for 3 right here. They have 6 mana to be able to do it, and Hippogriffs comes down, takes me to death's door. And our opponent taps to draw a sight. They are not on an air site, so I'll be able to stay alive this turn. Now what I'm worried about is our opponent having they played Chain Lightning, so I'm already thinking they might have a Chain Lightning, they might have a Thunderbolt. What can I do to stay alive here? So we go ahead, we cast the Atlantean Fate. There's not a way to be able to get rid of the Rolling Boulder. So we get rid of the Hippogriffs that way. We turn off some of our threshold here, but we still have 2 fire, 2 earth, 2 air, 2 water. But a potential better play, it's really hard to say. I could have played a Ruler of Thule, maybe got the Rolling Boulder, and that's just what my opponent here is talking about. But I was letting him know I was playing around Lightning Bolt is what I was holding there. Opponent here, though, is trying to figure out how can they get checkmate. So they walk over, push with the ability, and they were carrying the Rolling Boulder while they were doing it. Play Phase Assassin. Pass back over to us. And there's just really not much that we can do here. We can cast Fae. It says maybe summon to an any site and then return a minion here. And so it's not target minion because that minion is there. Even though it's stealth, we'll be able to bounce it back. But even if we move to the right, to the left, our opponent will be able to use the Avatar of Air's ability to float over to our site and hit us with the final Rolling Boulder blow. And that's going to do it here for this quick Game 2 match into the Sorcery League. There's really no way to be able to stop it come down. Let me know in the comments below, what plays would you have made differently to be able to stay alive here? Thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Sorcery League content. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. All right, take care. Bye.